The first decision you have to make when creating a Facebook ad campaign is determining your marketing objective. And a marketing objective is one of the most confusing aspects of the entire process. If you get it right, your ads will be successful. If you don't, you're just going to tumble downward. It gets kind of out of hand with questions. So you want to make sure that you're really choosing the right Facebook marketing objective. So Facebook offers 11 different options in 3 different categories. I thought it would be kind of good to kind of go through these categories and let you know exactly what the different objectives are. So let's start with the first objective, which is called awareness objectives. So Facebook really looks at the sales process and categorizes the objectives according to the sales process. So they say first, you have to be aware of a brand before you do business with them. Then you got to engage with that brand, and then finally you have to do something, make a sale, give your email address, or collect the contact information on a form. So the first set is that awareness part. All right. So we focus on reaching new customers and building your brand, showing ads to people, as many people as possible that don't know about you, so they see your business, they see your brand, they start to understand who you are. The second set is called the consideration objectives. This is where you're seeking some kind of engagement with your audience. So they know a little bit about you. Now we're showing them something else, and we want them to engage. You want them to like your Facebook page. You want them to like or share or comment on a post. We want them to take some kind of action associated with your Facebook presence. So that's an engagement. That's the consideration objectives. The final is called conversion objectives, and those are when you want someone to actually make a sale or make some kind of commitment with you. So a conversion objective would be if someone went to your website and bought a product, if they signed up for some kind of mailing list, or they filled out a form. Those are all examples of conversions, and those are all part of the conversion objective. So using Facebook's methodology, a customer would first become aware, then would consider your brand, and finally would convert. Those are the 3 categories of objectives within the Facebook advertising platform. Now let's talk awareness objectives. The first of the awareness objective is brand awareness. It's probably the one that I use most often in the agency. According to Facebook, this objective will increase awareness of your brand by showing your ad to as many people as they can who they feel are likely to be interested in it. So you start by targeting the ad, creating a customer avatar, a customer profile, and creating targeting that matches that customer avatar. Then choosing from Facebook whether we let Facebook decide who to show that ad to or try to reach as many people as possible. If you know your customer and you've worked on creating that perfect customer avatar, this objective is a great way to start your advertising campaigns. The next awareness objective is local awareness. So local awareness is very different than any of the other objectives. You have very little opportunity to target other than by geography. So this objective is meant to connect you with people who are in the area of business. They don't have to live there, they just have to be doing some kind of online activity that places them near your business. Once you do that, Facebook will connect your ad with those people. Now, the building of that ad is a little bit different than some of the other ads too. So the local awareness ad is very specific and is very different than a lot of the other ad objectives. The final awareness objective is reach. So reach is one of the newest of the objectives that Facebook added, and it just tries to place your ad in front of as many unique people as possible. So if you're trying to reach a large audience, this is an extremely useful addition to the marketing objectives. One of the cool aspects of this objective is that there's a frequency cap that you can set for your ads. So the default 7. In that situation, Facebook would only show that ad to that person a maximum of 7 times. After that, it wouldn't show the ad to that person, it would have to move on to somebody else. So if you lower that number, you can really extend the reach of your advertising. Now let's move on to the second group or second category of marketing objectives. It's called consideration objectives. So recall those are the ads that really are trying to get people to engage with your advertising. So they're a little bit more simple, but they're really powerful, and they're really meant to build that online relationship between the Facebook user and the Facebook advertiser. Within the consideration objectives, the traffic is one of the most simple. It's meant to drive traffic to or visits to either an online destination on Facebook or off of Facebook. That means we can use a traffic ad to move people to your Facebook page, to a specific section of your Facebook page, or over to a specific website. Next, let's talk about the engagement objective. The engagement objective is meant to spark engagement, so likes, comments, shares on posts, or likes on pages, or event responses, or offer claims. Those are all types of engagements. After choosing this objective, you must designate which of those goals you want to achieve, and the goal will determine what that ad looks like. So an ad for event responses is really different than the ad that's meant to spark post engagements. Next, we'll talk about installs. The installs objective is exactly that. So it really is focused on driving app installations. So if you've built an app for the iOS, Android, or Facebook platforms, this is meant to really drive the installation of those apps. Combined with really strong targeting parameters, this is a very powerful way to launch or grow an app. The next one's pretty self-explanatory. It's called video views. Facebook is really focusing on video lately, so live streaming is an important part of their growth strategy. A video post gets more shows than a text post or a photo post. So Facebook is really focused on videos. It's not surprising that they put together a video view objective in their advertising platform. So this is meant really just to drive views to your Facebook video. The last of the consideration objectives is lead generation. A very commonly overlooked feature of the Facebook business page are lead generation or capture forms. You can build forms within Facebook's business manager and input those onto your page to collect information. This objective is meant to drive lead capture. So it's driving traffic for people to fill out those forms and submit information to you. Once your users are familiar with your brand, you want to have some kind of engagement with them. That's the conversion objectives. That's our next category of objectives. So Facebook assumes that once people have become aware of your brand, have considered your brand, they want you to move that relationship into a sale or registration. This is done through the conversion objectives. These objectives are very powerful, but they're among the most difficult to set up because not only are you working within the Facebook ad platform, but you're working within your web design. So you have to know a little bit about HTML or WordPress or something like that to build out a Facebook pixel or put the pixel into your website and then build out those conversions. So the conversions objective is the first. It was created to drive valuable actions on your website or within your app. What does this mean? So if you're trying to get people to fill out a form, if you want them to purchase a product, register for a webinar or something similar, the conversion objective will connect your ads with people who they believe are most likely to engage in those kinds of actions. So creating a conversion ad requires you to install the Facebook pixel on your website, then create the ad, and then specify on the ad platform exactly what you're looking for, what pages you want people to be visiting. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's a very powerful objective. The next is the product catalog sales objective. And what that does is it creates ads that automatically show your products from a product catalog based on a target audience. So you have to have a list of products that you can import into the Facebook Business Manager. If you're a store and you've got an inventory or you've got a list of services that you're selling, you can import that into a product catalog within the Facebook Business Manager and then show those ads for products or services to people within the Facebook advertising platform. All right, the next one is store visits, and most people think it has something to do with online stores. Not at all. This objective is solely meant to drive people into brick and mortar locations. So if you're a big brand that has a lot of different locations, the store visits conversion objective is a great option. What you have to do is you have to start out by taking a list of all your locations. You've got to bring them into the Facebook Business Manager, import that database, and then Facebook will show your ad to people people who they believe will engage with one of your brands and actually go into one of the brick and mortar stores. I believe the most complicated part of building a Facebook advertising campaign is choosing the right objectives. Hopefully these three different areas, 3 different categories will help you out. So we've just gone over the 3 different categories of Facebook advertising marketing campaigns. There's over 11 different options we've talked about, and really understanding them and choosing the best one is going to be the hardest decision you make. But if you make the right decision, your ads will be very successful. Once you understand those different marketing objectives, you'll be able to quickly create ads that achieve the goals that you have set. In my experience, not understanding these objectives is one of the biggest mistakes that advertisers make within Facebook. I've tried to make many of these objectives easy for you to understand, but if you have questions, I encourage you to leave a comment below or tweet us at Boxless Media, and we'd be happy to help you out.